Owensboro Country Club and join hosts Steve Turner and Vic Evans as they are joined by KWC football coach Tyrone Young for the KWC Football Coaches Show.
And welcome to the Tyrone Young Coaches Show. Not at Owensboro Country Club this week. We're here in the Floor Concept Studio.
Right. I think we got one more show at the Country Club.
Yeah, we do. We certainly do, and we'll see Chris Couples over there then. But I'm Stephen A. Turner, Vic Evans here with the man of the hour, Coach Tyrone Young. How you doing, my man?
Good, man. I got a question for you before we get started.
Okay. Let's get it.
At least, do you know people on this wall? Because he doesn't know.
No, I don't. This wall here, I've got it covered for the most part.
Right,
I can hit most of these album covers. You can't
he
see that on the stream.
That's fine. They're missing out on all the goodness graciousness.
No, I know Garth because he's the he's the greatest serial killer of all time.
Oh, you did say that.
So I do know that.
You did say that last time.
He is the absolute greatest serial killer of all time. And I know Michael Jackson. How could you not know him?
Do you have a favorite album on the wall that you see, Coach? It just jumps right out to you?
There's so many that are on the
Limp
wall.
Bizkit's Significant Other. I jammed that in high school quite a bit. Eagles up here, greatest hits.
I don't know.
And Michael Jackson one.
Isn't Limp Bizkit the one?
Creed. Come on.
Apollo?
Yeah.
Kirk
Nickelback's on there.
Apollo Creed?
Apollo Creed?
No.
No, not quite. No.
Wasn't Limp Bizkit the one that got the big riot going at the second Woodstock? I only know that because of the documentary.
Yeah, surfing on crowd.
He didn't even know Drops of Jupiter, and then I sang the whole song, and he still didn't know.
I don't know it. No,
that's crazy.
I mean,
you got it. This is your fault.
I know, man.
You gotta get him going.
No, I don't like music.
I was trying to get the radio station to book a music festival.
Man.
And Vic chimed in. He had some good comments, and I was like, man, I'm about to get Vic on the music train yet, man.
No, mine was more on the financial end of it, not like anybody.
Oh, we can make some money.
Not anybody that we can get.
Let's see what we can do.
Come on now,
Mr. Burns side of things. Here.
Now I know everybody on this wall. That wall, I don't know anybody.
Yeah, no, we definitely handpicked that one. You got the legendary Joel Utley back there.
Yeah, I know, Big Joe, Smoke Joe.
Yeah. And then we got the greatest alumni of Wesleyan history, don't we? Ryan Lemon.
Ryan Lemon. You got some definite KWC flavor in here on the wall. And be sure and follow at KWC Panthers out there on social media, KWC_football on X, and you're home for Panthers athletics all season long right here on WBIO. And Coach, how's things going, man?
Man, life is well. Had our not our install meetings, but our just scout report meetings of Northwood today. So life is going, man. You know, the one thing about being as young as we are, I was talking to a coach, a friend of mine, and he said, Ty, he was like, man, I know things aren't going your way right now or how you want them to go. He's like, the most consistent thing about young guys is they're inconsistent. I was like, oh, man, shucks, that makes you feel better. But no, life is life, man. It's going well as far as just the learning and the growth. And you guys watch and see what we got going on. So it's, knowing from where we come from and where we've been at the last couple of years to where we are right now, it kind of stings a little bit more. But at the end of the day, you keep your head down. You just go to work every day.
And it's and it is a situation where, if you can keep the young guys that you have, which is, that's always tough to do in today's world. But there is some light at the end of the tunnel down, in the future, because you are playing so many young guys at so many big time positions who are, you said inconsistent, but at times showing what they can do.
Correct. I mean, they show flashes and it's like a flash in a pan. You're like, oh, just capture that. And then it's like, oh, what did I do? So it's like, I'm proud of the progress. That's the one thing that I've seen every week on film is the progress. And so, it's just one of those deals where like you said, you just got to grasp that, hold on to them and make sure that they see the vision of that. So they stick together and want to stick together. And with the transfer portal world that we're in, and then go out and get some guys at the right positions, and that are a little bit older, to help some of these young guys out.
Yeah. And, it's, how hard is it though to keep guys in this? I know we talked about this a little bit before, but you guys have done a tremendous job. You look at your roster, the who's who of the state of Kentucky is on your roster. I mean, it's for programs wise. Right. I mean, you got Paducah Tillman guys, you got Mayfield guys, Boyle County. I mean, big time winning programs across the state. Talk about, because the recruiting process no longer just ends when they commit and they actually show up. You got to recruit them all through the year.
And it has to get harder when you have a year like this year that you're having where you're taking your lumps. Because let's face it, everybody wants to win.
Correct.
So it has to be harder,
I think it is, and I think one of the things I guess I'll find out in 4 weeks is just how well our vision was sold, as far as retention and everything else, and how that looks. And the one thing you got to be with the guys, no matter how the season is going, is authentic. and just keep it real with them about where we are and where we expect to be and, where we're at right now. And so I think that's part of what helps the vision of, turning this thing all around, and then having a support from, Jason Fatoni, being able to get the problem rectified, and going out and recapturing what we've come accustomed to within our program.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like this is, new as far as learning how to win. I mean, you're just a program that was on the cusp a few years ago.
Tell me about it.
Going into conference play, you had some definite. I mean, you guys have had a lot of success building through that. Now this is just a step back season. As far as I say step back, but it's the roster is twice as young now as it's been since you've been here.
Yeah, no, it was a big thing. I mean, like we talked about on our last show when we were here, it's just a portal. It can help you and it can hurt you. And so this past year, it was one of those deals to where we had some guys get in the portal that we were expecting to play this year, that decided to go elsewhere, Division I, and not play there. And so it just kind of stinks that, you miss your kids. You're happy for them, the opportunities that they got. But at the end of the day, you're like, man, if, we would have kept that kid or kept that kid. And, now we got to keep this kid so we can see him through the process. And so that's why, for us this year in recruiting, it's one of those deals where we're going to do our usual, but you'll see, quite a few more, junior college guys and transfers on our recruiting class.
I was going to ask you about that.
But do you think that's something, though, that like you hit the nail on the head? You said he transferred out and now he's at the D1 school and he's not getting to play. Now, I mean, obviously some kids just have a dream to be at the Division I level.
Correct.
And that is what it is. I mean, but do you think over time, though, that kids are going to see that more and be like, okay, just because I'm getting this Division I offer, I'm not going to get to play? Or is it always going to be the shiny Division I offer?
It's always going to be the shiny.
It's the social media post that you get to put out there about Instagram, a Division I guy on Instagram where you get 50,000 likes.
You're right.
Okay?
You're right.
But this is the reason I say it hasn't changed. The portal's been around for a few years. Just go look at the number of baseball, football, basketball guys that enter the portal and then find nowhere to go.
Yep.
Like, and that number's been put out by a lot of different media people and talked about, and it doesn't change. The portal numbers keep going up.
Yep. I like the idea of the portal. Like, I think kids should be able to choose to go wherever they want. But man, it's dangerous to give so much for, it's like it opens the door for so many bad decisions. I hate to say that, but it feels that way sometimes.
We need more Eddie Jones in this world.
That's right.
They come back and then
soul
learn.
Search and then come back to the
Right. Yeah. Some of my kids,
it's not always
Come on back.
grass ain't easy. I mean, and not only that, but you got to put down roots play. We talk to your student athletes all the time, not just in the football program. But, moving from, far away to come into the community and then to have to do that, 2 or 3 different times, that's got to be challenging.
It's tough, man. It's really tough. And then, trying to get them to understand that Owensboro is a place that they can call home. Kentucky Wesleyan is a place they can always call home. It's part of the challenge. And that when you go get a high school kid that's on that fringe of, man, you think he's really good, but he didn't get the offers that he was expecting. And you play him early here, and then they're expecting things in their mind, and they try to go test those waters, and sometimes it works out well, and you're really happy for your kids. And then sometimes you're like, man, I try to tell you. But, I think recruiting and, recruiting our own roster and recruiting is going to go well for us, just like it usually does.
Talking about recruiting, you talked about this a little bit, but, I remember signing day when we had our show that we do every year. You were very happy with this class. And and I think it's shown in the play of a lot of these young guys.
Correct.
Do you look at it where you're getting ready to set up your whole recruiting thing that you're going to, I know you guys are always recruiting, but when the season ends, it becomes where the hammer gets really down and you guys are all over the place, all over the state, all over the region. Is there a plan for you that maybe because of the great freshman class you had last year, and you kind of mentioned this junior college guys portal, that the portal in junior college may be a bigger class than you've had in the past as opposed to freshmen?
I'm going to get grown men. Yes. Yes. I'm going to get it's right there on that sheet. It's right there. Yes, I'm going to get grown
men.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, and I think that's when you're going through it, when you're in the midst of what you're going through.
Yes, Lord.
Defensively, and I said that on Live at 5 that we were talking about the Findlay game. Your defense is not all younger guys. It's mixed. It's a good combination.
Correct.
And the defense has fared at a GMAC level, at a high level.
Yep.
You guys have played. This may be the toughest. I've had this down. Toughest regular season schedule in Wesleyan history. I mean, Findlay's 15, Ashland's 16, and West Florida's 4.
Yeah.
Right.
So you play.
And there's probably some other teams receiving votes.
And then and Northwood's receiving votes. Northwood is. if you think Finley and Ashland's good, Northwood is. I mean, Coach Dusty, that's my dog. He got them boys rolling. So I know they're going to present a heck of a challenge this weekend and what he has going on, and we'll talk about them. But nonetheless, I mean, it is a tough challenge, and you guys see it and knowing in the GMAC, and like Jaden Farmer, who's the running back from Finley, and I could talk about him. He's a Kentucky kid as well. I've known him since he came out of high school, and now he's a grad senior. And if you watch the game, you've seen what number 29 looked like. That was a grown man running the football. And so our defense, I mean, like you were talking about, though, our defense has done a phenomenal job. I tell Coach Fraze, Coach Haddock, and Coach Jackson and Coach Walker that all the time. I told them that on Saturday. I mean, holding Finley to 99 yards in the first half. Come on, man. We ain't never done that. So they had those guys ready to play, and if we could have reciprocated anything offensively, defense. I mean, I talk to Coach Fraze about this all the time. Some of our defensive stats are skewed because we are just on the field way too much defensively, and we don't put enough drives together offensively for them not to be on the field. You can't go out and go 3 and out 2 drives in the first quarter versus Finley. Well, your defense is going to wear down in the second half.
I said on Live at 5, you could take the Ray Lewis, Tony Siragusa defense for the Ravens, and if you give them an offense that's kind of struggled like yours has, sooner or later it's going to break. If you just take away the first drive and first play of the games and get a few first downs, it may be the best defense in the GMAC.
It would be.
But I think a large part of that is the physically having a hard time matching up because it's the youth on the offensive side.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's no doubt about it.
It's not for lack of effort. I mean, sometimes it could be for lack of execution, but those are also freshmen that are walking in and trying to learn and play at that level.
All the wide receiver spots.
I'm telling you right now, the common football fan has no idea the level of football that you guys see on
No, they don't. They have no idea.
No idea. People that walk around here and go to high school games on Friday night have no idea the level. Look how good Tuck Carrico was. He's one of the best players I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And he's an average player at Hillsdale.
Yeah. I mean, his time will come.
Right.
Yeah.
But right now, as the physicality of him is not quite to the GMAC level. It's getting there, obviously. But I'm just saying, I just don't think that the people understand.
They don't have a clue.
You look at the guys that are on your roster. I mean, they got Brown. I mean, the guy Posey. I mean, these guys that have dominated at the high school level, it's just a huge step up.
Well, I got to send you to 2 deep, by the way. But when you look at our 2 deep, on our offensive side of the ball, there's 22 players listed. 14 of them are freshmen or redshirt freshmen. And at the end of the day, for us, we have 1 senior in our entire 2 deep on offense, and that's Tyrone Young. And then we have, 3 of the guys that are redshirt juniors or juniors, and then 4 sophomores. And other than that, everybody else is a freshman. So you know for a fact that your growing pains are going to come, and especially like when you play defensive tackles like Finley had or a defensive tackle like Northwood's going to bring down to town, our younger kids are going to have to be everything that's going to have to be perfect for them to win that moment and win that moment over and over and again. You ask them to do it 60, 70 plays. Of course, they're going to get beat once or twice. But it's all these reps right here are so valuable to their growth, and it's so valuable to their development as far as when we get them in that weight room, it's like, hey, you remember what happened all fall. You don't want that to happen again. You better take this here serious. So at the end of the day, it's invaluable learning experiences. It just sucks to go through the growing pains because, you look back and you have – I mean, y'all were at the ODU game. We were in the red zone like 6 times, and we got cover 0. That game went the way it went, and we lost, 21-3 or whatever it is, and we had 21 points we left on the field in the first half. So you get things like that, and it just gets frustrating. But at the end of the day, like I tell the guys, we got to keep showing up. We got to keep going to work, and, now that the temper's changing, we got to be a little bit more locked in practice because we're not going to be out there as long. So we got to make sure that we get our work in, and then we get out. So I can keep them as healthy as possible for Saturdays. And then we do end the season. I mean, we got Northwood, Tiffin, Lake Erie, and then our rivalry game versus School Up North. So at the end of the day, we'll be locked in and we'll be ready to go.
Yeah, I think that's a good opportunity to finish the season on a strong note.
And like we talked, and Steve and I have talked about this on the broadcast a couple of times. Where he has talked about like the average fan around here doesn't understood how good Ashland is and how good these teams are. I think like it goes back to the same thing. The average fan, in our area doesn't quite understand Ohio high school football. And when you get Walsh and Ashland, like you look at it, I've counted them up the last 3 games when y'all played Ohio schools. Yeah. They're dressing 60 guys, 55 of them are from the state of Ohio. Not just one school, every school.
Yeah.
And so there are some things that are, geographically where you're at with, what you have to deal with. I think you've done a great job getting into Tennessee, getting into Alabama to kind of change some of that and get, speed in there. But it's not a 1 or 2 year process. It's a multiple year process because they don't have to leave their state not just one school, like
I do
every
think-
school in Ohio.
And I think you guys have done a good job of branching out in the whole state of Kentucky. Though,
Oh, yeah.
in the winning programs.
Yeah,
and-
we
and-
go
and
east to
getting them
west
as
in
well,
Kentucky,
yeah.
north to south. And it's kind of tough for us to get over in the mountains, and we love those kids because they're tough-nosed kids over there. They just struggle with coming past Lexington. And so that's a hike. Like it's closer to get to Huntsville, Alabama, than it is to Belfry, Kentucky.
Yeah.
and that's crazy.
We
to
did
say.
that math
Yeah.
last year. when they were in the
Belfry to
playoffs.
Paducah Tillman, they had to
Closer to Canada.
It was
Yeah,
Canada.
it's insane.
But I also think it becomes a numbers game. Like I was telling Steve about this. In the state of Kentucky, if you take all KHSAA athletes, all of them, last year was like 112,000. Okay. And so even if you figure, let's just say half of them are football players,
Right.
now you're looking at, 50,000.
Right.
That's if half of them are. I don't, I have no idea what the number is, but that's what it is. But so they had 110,000 athletes in that. Ohio had like 412,000 high school athletes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like, it was 4 times as big, 3.5 times as
Yeah.
big. So there are some number games that takes a time to get over.
Correct. And that's what me and Corey, who's a friend of mine, the head coach at Findlay, we were just talking about it. And, they get to cherry pick Kentucky and cherry pick Indiana, and they got all that recruiting right there in their backyard. So it's, what the average fan doesn't know is there's Ohio versus the world. There's an Ohio versus the world football games every year in August. Go look it up if you don't like. But that's why, the high school football up there is good. And I don't know if
It's top 4 in the country.
Right. I don't know if, when we founded the conference that we knew all of them were coming.
Right.
But nonetheless, here they came.
Here they are. Yeah.
Now we get to
Same
deal
thing
with
in
it.
women's basketball. Like we talk
Right.
about that.
Yeah.
Every women's team that comes in here, their whole roster
It's from Ohio. They may have one from like
and
Indiana.
they're all good players.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
man, it's a lot to pull from.
I
here
mean,
playing at
Ashland's
such a
won
high
like
level.
3 national titles with all Ohio
Yeah.
players.
It's interesting. Some of the things logistically, I think the average fan just doesn't see on the surface. It's easy to set back from a distance or up in the stands behind you.
Or be in the smallest school by like
Right.
half of
Yeah.
the GMAC,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
We're the smallest D2 in the country.
I'll
Yeah.
say the smallest D2, and then you're just facing all kinds of uphill battles with that. But let's talk about the game this week. I thought you guys battled Findlay well.
Yeah.
Watched a lot of the first half there, 7-0 at halftime. And man, I said this on Live at 5. Jalen Baker is got to be not only in the conversation for first, he's got to be in the
He should
conversation
be.
for defensive
Yeah.
player of the year.
He should be in the conversation for
He's playing
GMAC
so
Defensive
well.
Player of the Year.
I'm going to nominate him. We'll see what the coaches think about him, but I think he is playing exceptionally well. I know Coach Fraze, Coach Fraze and Coach Jackson. That's why I love them both. They're both very nitpicky. So, there's always things Jalen Baker can do better.
He got a year left.
No, he's done. I'm helping him get his resume together to go
Okay.
play where he
I was
wants to
going to say,
play.
maybe we come up with like a Cromwell NIL Baker deal.
That dude though,
if we can get him back next year, I can
He's
work on something.
prototypical like nickel safety in the
Yeah.
NFL. Like the guy that comes down, he can stop the run so well.
Yes.
I mean,
and see, that's what I said. I'm going to get more grown men. That's a grown man.
he is a grown man.
And he plays like one, and he handles his business. He don't need a lot of nothing. Yes, sir. Every time you see him, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jay Baker, you good? Yes, sir. Coach. And then he'll ask you whatever he needs to ask you. But he's just nip tuck, and he's just such a good dude, man. But he's playing exceptionally well.
Yeah, man. He showed up again, like 9 tackles on Saturday at 11.
Yeah.
I knew he had a bunch against ODU because we called his number quite a bit. Askew had a big time game too, man.
That's why you redshirt him and you hold him to a high regard, and we stole him out of Hanley, Alabama, and he's playing exceptionally well right now.
Yeah, man, and it's good that those two guys, 7 tackles I think he had against the
Yep.
ODU, was all over the place. I saw Forsha had 9 tackles this week.
Nolan played well. Our man, I tried to tell Coach Fraser, and he's so hard on himself, but that's why I love him to death. But them dudes, man, defensively, and y'all know I'm a defensive guy at heart, but them dudes defensively, like, they are keeping us in games. They are putting us in chances to win games. And if we reciprocate that offensively, and he keeps that going, that mojo that we have on defense going, that 4-win season we had is going to be often and always. But we just got to get it reciprocated, But I'm really, really proud of where our defense fights, man. They're a gritty bunch. They fight. They work hard. They're really determined to stop the run, and that's what he was determined to do this past week. And everybody's banged up at this point, but we got guys who come out to work every single day. And J3 is made of all the Band-Aids you can think of in the world.
He got him a sack this week.
Hobbles out of he knocked somebody out of the game too.
Yeah.
So I'm really like, if you look at the things that you're proud of about the season, I'm really proud of the way our defense shows up every single game, ready to go. Outside of those first 2 plays in those first 2 games, we show up ready to go.
We talked about that. Even the LDU game, like the first drive, they bent a little bit, but then after that, they just put the clamp. They didn't do much the rest of the game.
They didn't.
It's been kind of like that all season with like you said, until it kind of starts to weigh on them after so many
Especially
possessions.
in GMAC play, because, that's why I always defer, is to put them out there first so we can get the nerves settled down offensively. And, they go out there and make a stop, and then next thing you know, they're trying to make another stop, and I'm like, guys, we got to do something on offense. Come on. But no, I'm really proud of those guys, and they're going to keep going there. They don't have no quit in them, man. And that's the one thing that I'm really proud of with not only our defense, but with our team in general. Is those guys are ready to work. They're ready to go back to work tomorrow. They are starting to figure out how to enjoy practice to an extent to where they can get a lot out of it, but they can also work really hard.
How hard is it as a play caller on offense? Like when you feel like that you can't have a negative play. Like if we have a negative play, the whole drive is blown up.
No, it gets extremely challenging. I made a joke today. I told my offensive coaches that if I was just a head coach, I would have fired my offensive coordinator by now.
Well, I'm kind of going through. Obviously, I'm a Vikings fan, obviously, and you watch. Like, it's funny though. You see the fans, and immediately they're like, "You're calling a terrible game. You can't play call." But what you don't see is the 3 guys that missed the assignment where it was open. It was right there. You dialed it up. You set it up all game.
You must have been in film
and
this
it's like
morning
on.
again.
It's like, and you see it, and you're like, man, like O'Connell, he can't call plays for nothing. And you're like, oh yeah, let me show you 3 plays here where the guy was wide open, and Carson Wentz had intentional grounding on it. Let me show you that.
You must have been in our film meeting this morning.
It's you're obviously the leader of the team, so you're going to fall on the sword no matter what, anyways, right?
Yep.
But when it's got to be super challenging though especially when you're rolling. You've picked up 3 or 4. We saw in the LDU game multiple times. Man. You guys had drives. You're starting to stack the plays, and I'm like,
get a dumb penalty and puts
then
us behind
something
sticks.
would happen, and it was just one thing.
A drop pass on the one where you have a first down there. You drop the swing pass. That was a great call. Or a penalty, or like you said. And that's the thing.
Those things get amplified when you're struggling.
And
when you're struggling and you're young, and then you're like, man, we ain't scored a touchdown in 4 games, guys. We got to score. What is going on? Like, we've been doing, me and Coach Wilson been doing this together on the offensive side of the ball for like now 3 years. Struggling to score ain't never been our problem.
No,
right.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like you just forgot how to do it.
Right.
Right. Kevin O'Connell won Coach of the Year last year. Now he don't know how to call plays. Find the gray area, right?
Oh
I feel like that's.
I'm just glad my guys get it, because it's like it's just one of those. I did fire myself today though. Coach Wilson is going to take over the play calling. I'm going to assist him, just to where we can see a couple of different things. Maybe he sees some things different than I was seeing, and that's my dog, so I'm gonna do whatever I can. Him and Coach Clark are gonna take that over, and you'll see me standing all the way down at the other end to try to give them different eyes and different views of different things. And I don't care. Like that's what a lot of people don't realize in this business is, like, I don't care who calls what. I don't care who does what. What are the results? Like, that's the only thing that we're measured by.
W's.
What are the results?
Yeah.
Are we
Well,
scoring
a lot of
points?
coaches have a problem with giving up the play call.
I don't care. I just want to win. I just want to score. I just want to win. I just want I want my guys to feel success, man. They work too hard not to feel success. So if that's going to give us a spark, shoot, I'm with Coach Wilson all the way. That's my guy. He's made a commitment to me. I made a commitment to him. Let's go do it. And so I think that's going to help us a little bit this week versus a really tough defense. But throughout the rest of the season, I'm gonna let my guy do what he does, and I'm gonna be there to assist him in any kind of way that he needs. Be there to help Coach Fraze any kind of way he needs. Just give more eyes to and be able to manage the game a little bit better. Did you see us call a fake punt last week?
Yeah. So
yeah, we called a fake punt.
18-yard run there. The Shields.
His eyes was about this big. Oh my God.
No offense, but it's got to be blocked really well for him to go 18 yards. That's all I know.
Jacob was rolling.
That is said with love, Jacob. That's all I know.
He was rolling, and everybody else just gave us a spark. But nah, man, we're gonna switch up a few things this week offensively, and hope to, Northwood presents a heck of a challenge. So, hope to get some things moving in the right direction with that. But like you said, we know our deficiencies. It's not like it's hidden at this point, right? So it's not like you can run from it. It's not like you can hide from it. It's not like people don't turn on the film and then there's a deficiency. Yep, we know where it is. So we got to make sure we're doing a better job as coaches this week offensively and just keep our nose to the grindstone, man, and be able to get the results that we've become accustomed to. Not just y'all. I mean, you hear the intro, y'all are up there screaming and hollering in the press box. That's what we're accustomed to. So, not scoring points is not something that anybody in Kentucky Wesleyan's history is accustomed to. So we'll get the problem fixed. And if we don't, we'll just keep working at it until that becomes a real statement.
There you go. You want to take a quick?
Yeah, we'll take a quick break.
We just got one, right?
Yep.
Take one quick break.
One
quick break. Come back, talk a little more with Coach Tyrone Young here. Tyrone Young Coaches Show, WBIO.
Oh, man.
If you've ever felt these, you've probably felt this.
How did I get here? What have I done? You may not know how you got yourself in this mess, but we know how to get you out.
Call the law office of BJ Early for your criminal defense needs. 270-927-8887. DUI, drugs, traffic, violent crimes, and other criminal defense. We are here for your defense. BJEarlyLaw.com.
When the Louisville Cardinals take the field and hit the hardwood, they're backed by more than just fans. They're backed by American Legion Post 9, proud title sponsor of Louisville football and basketball. For generations, Post 9 has stood strong, serving our veterans, supporting our community, and now championing college athletics. Because honoring service doesn't stop at the uniform. It lives on in how we lead, cheer, and support the next generation. American Legion Post 9, proudly serving country, community, and Cardinal Nation.
Dolly Parton's Smoky Mountain Christmas Carol is coming to River Park Center. Perfect for the entire family, this merry musical reimagines Ebenezer Scrooge as the owner of a mining company town, where his callous greed blinds him to the joys of the season. This is the holiday event you'll want to share with those you love this Christmas season. Saturday, November 15th, 7 p.m. at River Park Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com and the River Park Center box office.
Here on WBIO, we're proud to bring you the Big O Difference, a monthly spotlight on the people and businesses making Owensboro a better place to live.
That's right, Brian. Once a month, we'll share a story that celebrates kindness, community spirit, and those who go above and beyond.
And we couldn't do it without the support of Aflac Keller and Associates.
We believe in protecting families, but just as important, we believe in giving back to the community we call home.
And here's the best part. You can help. If you know someone making a difference, nominate them for the Big O Difference.
Just visit owensbororadio.com and tell us their story.
Each month, we'll shine a light on the folks who remind us that together,
we can make a Big O difference.
Don't risk losing the trusted news, traffic, sports, and weather you get from AM radio stations. It's time to make your voice heard. We need Congress to pass the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act to keep AM radio in cars. When internet and cell services are out, AM could be your only lifeline. Text AM to 39179 and tell Congress to pass this critical legislation now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
It's an unforgettable night of entertainment featuring Annalee Yeager and Cam Thompson with a performance by artist Aaron Kaiser. And they're teaming up to give cancer the boot. Saturday, October 25th at 6 p.m. at the Grand Stable in Philpott. Presented by the Thompson family and Take 10 to benefit Owensboro Health Foundation and the patients of Mitchell Memorial Cancer Center. Tickets, t-shirts, contests, and more at owensborohealth.org/give cancer the boot. This October, let's give cancer the boot.
Hey y'all, it's Kellyanne Harris with the Harris Group at Keller Williams Elite Realty. As a proud sports mom, I know what it takes to show up, stay focused, and deliver results on the field and in real estate. That's why we're offering our Guaranteed Cash Offer program. We guarantee to get your home sold or we'll buy it. For all your real estate needs, trust the Harris Group. We're always ready to go to work for you. Call us today at 270-929-5857 for the details.
Independence Bank offers you the freedom to choose the products that best fit your business. From custom financing to day-to-day banking, our bankers are here to help your small business grow confidently. We have the products, experience, and creative thinking to ensure you don't waste your two most important assets, your time and your money. Stop in at any of our locations. Your goals, our guidance. Independence Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
It's the KWC Football Coaches Show right here on WBIO, your destination for all things KWC football.
And welcome back, Tyrone Young Coaches Show here. Love that.
I love that Panther thing.
Yeah, it's good, man. Hey, we got football tonight. We got KWC basketball
Wednesday. We're gonna be down at Western Wednesday.
I think I'm gonna
Steve. Are you gonna come down there? Come down there and jump on the halftime show there.
I think I'm gonna go because Coach Drew Cooper and my boy and I watch the basketball team practice every day. So
how's that looking?
Oh,
They
yeah,
are
I haven't seen
freakishly athletic.
That's what I've heard. I've heard they're
We
athletic.
got some pogo sticks on the team. Boing.
Can we shoot?
I don't know.
That's sound like Coach Krapinski.
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't seen us shoot in the game, but I seen us dunk in practice.
I was gonna say
my favorite player on the team can shoot, number 41. I don't know his name yet, but he wears my number, so I know he can shoot.
Well, and worst is you can like just dump it down to fatigue. I don't know if he's got a graduate level, but maybe he make a nice defensive end or tight end. You know,
Fatigue's a big old dude.
He is a big dude.
But, hey, we got this kid from Texas. I don't know his name neither. Big black kid, number 11. Oh my good Lord. He is one of them ones that can jump from the free throw line.
I saw one of the kids put the video out dunking from the free throw line.
That might be him because that dude is ridiculous.
At the HRC.
And the cool thing about it is them dudes is all good dudes.
Are they?
Yeah, like the transfer, that whole new team he brought in, all good dudes. Respectful as heck. They see you. They say, "What's up, coach?" They actually like one kid today. I was talking to him. Another tall brothers on the team. We were walking and passing, and he was like, "Coach, how you doing?" I was like, "Man, I'm good. How are you doing?" He said, I'm doing as best as I can. I was like, "Man, I like that answer." And it was just, I don't know, they're a bunch of good dudes. So, and then they got this little point guard that always talks to me about walking on the football team. He's funny as heck. I'm like, Coach Cooper ain't going for that, humble boy. I'm just telling you.
It ain't gonna happen.
He ain't going for that. So you might as well cut that out.
Wednesday night, right? BIO. I think it's a 6:30 start.
Yeah, I don't know what time it is. They said free admission, so I was like, I'll bet. I can go down to Diddle Arena.
Hey, Diddle's nice.
Yeah, it's a good spot, and it'll be a good challenge.
And Purple and White's going to be in the building, so.
Doesn't feel like basketball season yet.
It is kind of feels like it outside.
It does a little bit. It's starting to get there.
It's starting to get there, but no, this is the best time. Like I told our guys this morning, you got to earn the right to play in this kind of weather.
What about the Neiman's, man? What they got?
I mean, Nicole got a squad. They got a squad.
I was, they took a little bit of a step back last year.
No,
and
they got a
something they ain't gonna do for long. It's like kind of like you just said, like, you know what, we took our lumps last year. We're going to get some dudes. That's it. And then for their, they got some young ladies.
I'll say this:
that are all over the globe from what I'm seeing.
Like they didn't think about us because we got to come up with their names. I don't know if you've seen their roster.
They got a girl from Netherlands. She can shoot the lights out of the ball.
I've heard some glowing reviews.
Man, they are going to be. I mean, I don't speak for Coach Neiman, and she gonna kick my butt if I say it too loud. But I personally can't wait to cheer them on. At their games because I think that's gonna be.
That's one of my favorite things.
Our usual.
I'm gonna be honest.
Those Saturday doubleheaders.
You in the corner with your team in the whole filling out the whole student section.
Man, I can't wait.
And just how much energy y'all bring to the sports center.
They are
so much fun.
Well, see what it is when he says what he wants to say on the football field, he gets a flag thrown on him.
Exactly.
But on the basketball court, over there at that table, he can say whatever he wants to say.
I want to say. And they threatened me a couple of years ago in the GMAC tournament. One ref said, you say another word, you get out of here. I said, I usually don't say this, but you must not know who I am. I ain't going nowhere. I said, you must not know who I am. I'm not going nowhere. I said, that's my boss right down there. You want to go tell him I'm leaving? I'm not going nowhere. That's my girls' team, and I'm cheering on.
Who was it last year where the football team got in behind?
Tiffin.
I think it was
Tiffin.
Dude, they had them on rails.
Mackey.
Mackey had them
jug with the rocks.
He had them talking about them more than they were concentrating on the game. It was.
Trust me, I remember. I got phone calls after that game. I was like, did they do anything wrong? No? All right, then. Get off my phone.
I guess, what about this Louisville pro football team?
Man, that's going to be
contact you about Brandon Mackey yet?
If they don't, they're missing out. I'm just going to tell them the truth. The UFL, if you don't...
He needs an opportunity.
Him and D'Artagnan both need to be playing for the Barrels. Yeah. That's a UFL team.
No. I don't think they're called the Barrels. The Barrels is the other team.
The Kings. The Kings. Yeah, the Barrels is the indoor team.
That's right.
The Kings, which is a UFL team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Playing in the soccer arena up there. They need those two.
Fit,
anybody who don't give Brandon Mackey a chance isn't doing it right. So I'm just...
Look at what he did in the indoor league. He just tore it to shreds.
He just signed with the Tuscan Sugar Skulls in the real indoor league now, the IFL.
Oh, okay.
the big one. So he's
It's
really
about
vulnerable.
to, well, you're about to see
he
his,
needs
you're about to see his
UFL.
highlights on Sports Center again.
Yeah,
That's what he does.
Exactly. He's ridiculous.
Man, oh man! But getting back to football, I know you discussed Northwood, obviously coming in 6-1.
Yep.
I mean, really good football team. It's not a program that's been super tradition rich on the win side, but they've kicked it into high gear a little bit this year.
Man, they hired my brother Dusty from Albion, and that's what happens when you hire a winner, man. He came in with a vision, and they're executing his vision right now. And he I always see him post talking about let it rip, and that's exactly what his team does every Saturday. Is you turn on the tape, them dudes is flying around, them dudes is hitting people. They're very confident in what they do offensively. The average GMAC fan should just come out and see what a Michigan offensive line looks like. Because their left tackle, I mean, that dude is like 6'7", 350 pounds. He's a big mamma jamma and moves well. And then they got some more guy, Ty Mead, up front from, Indiana. We recruited Ty. We knew he was going to be a dog in the GMAC. So their left side of the line is good. Quarterback, in my opinion, is a GMAC player of the year. GMAC offensive player of the year, GMAC player of the year, whichever one they want to give him, he's going to get. Because I think he was named the second consecutive offensive player of the year week. Last week, he only had maybe 2 incompletions versus Lake Erie. And this week, I think he only had about 4 or 5. I mean, he's extremely accurate, very confident in their system. So, they present a heck of a challenge for our defense, who's been playing well as well. And then for us offensively, they got some stout defensive tackles. Their back half there. I think personally that their safeties are really good. What they do, they have a 3-high scheme that they like to run. And guys are rocking and rolling all over the place. Their coaches do a phenomenal job with disguising looks and getting in different things. And they don't blitz a whole ton. But when they do, I mean, their ears are reared back. And so they present a heck of a challenge, man. I honestly think this is the most put together team in the GMAC, personally. When you turn on their film, I think that, I see they lost to Ashland by maybe 8 points. But looking back on that game, if they played Ashland right now, who knows how that game will go. But I think, the respect that they're getting in the conference polls and the ink blots and everything else has them listed as the 8th team in the region. I think that's deservingly so. They play us this week, and then they got a heck of a matchup next week versus Findlay. And so I think that's going to tell a lot these next 2 weeks for them. But I know they're going to come down here motivated because we went up there and beat them last year in their place. And then, we celebrated with they got a cannon over there on their waist sideline, and we told them to shoot the cannon now.
They're bringing the cannon with them.
Behind the bus.
No cannons allowed. No cannons allowed.
You talk about them, how that they really hide some schemes and do some things. And when you've got a young quarterback like you do with everyone, whether it's Birch or whether it's all
my young kids.
Yeah, from Wolverine, like every quarterback that, I don't think you have a quarterback on the team that's made 7 starts in his career. Is that something that you really worry about offensively of them disguising schemes and having a young quarterback having to deal with that?
A little bit, man. I'd be remiss if I said I didn't, but that's on our jobs as coaches to put our kids in positions to be able to execute things, and not get, too much with the eye candies and things like that. And so it's just schematically, we got to make sure that we're putting them in the best possible positions to succeed. Knowing Northwood's watched our film, they know what we like to do, sprinkling in some of the things we like to do with some new things that we got, specifically for them and, operating in that way.
And you said they play Findlay next week.
Yeah.
Right? So
they got a gauntlet to finish.
There's a chance that maybe they're looking ahead a little bit.
No, Dusty's not gonna. We beat them at their place. They're not looking anywhere but at Kentucky Wesleyan.
And plus, only that, I mean, they're you look at the D2 playoff pictures. A lot of teams that get in, was it like 32 or whatever?
Now it's 36.
36. So I mean, they're in a position where they can't afford slip ups. They got to go win football
right,
games.
32.
I think it's 32 with some buys.
8 times. No, the buys are gone.
Oh, they are. Okay.
So now there's 8 teams per region per 4
okay,
regions.
there you go. So you're talking about them being 8th right now.
Yeah.
They can't afford to take steps back because they're looking for a playoff spot. So they're going to come in. You're going to get their best effort.
Exactly. They're not coming down here half-stepping. And I told our guys that this morning. That was the first thing I opened up with. It's like, yeah, we're 0-7, but nobody feels pity for us.
No.
Right? And we don't feel pity for ourselves. We understand where we are and how much better we've gotten since week 1 versus West Florida. And it's time to go put that on display versus a really, really good Northwood team.
And your defense has played probably its best games against the teams that are the best teams that you've played.
Correct.
Whether it be West Florida, whether it be Findlay last week, even ODU, another really good team. I mean, so your defense just has to do what it's doing. If you can find a little spark offensively, play complimentary football. It doesn't be a big compliment.
Flip the field position.
Just a little bit of a compliment, then that gives you an opportunity.
Correct, man. And that's the biggest thing that we harp on with our guys is one rep at a time offensively for us right now. It's just one rep at a time. Let's not look too far forward. Let's just win our 111th in that moment. Then we'll worry about the next rep. Then we'll just string reps together to where these young guys learn how to put it all together.
Yeah, man, and that's the thing. It's trying to stack those plays on top of each other, and then finish the driving points. I think one thing you can control is the turnovers.
Bingo.
Drive-ins and kicks every time. The turnovers.
The first turnover Justice had last week, I'll take that one because, he's giving we're doing something we ain't really done all year and giving Kewan Posey an opportunity to be a playmaker like he is, and go up and snag a ball. And he says they're 80-20 balls, and he was like, Coach, that was just a 20% right there. Don't lose faith in me.
I love it.
He's a typical receiver.
20, that was one of the 20%.
Coach is 80-20. That was 20%.
That's incredible.
The other 80 is
I'm
fine.
going to use that one.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that on the broadcast.
So I'm just happy Justice let it rip, man, and not to steal Dusty's phrase, but he did let it rip. He let it fly. I would like to see him protect himself a little bit better and not take so many hits. But
he's got to learn to put the ball away when he does run. He seems to carry that out there like
Coach,
a meat, like a loaf of bread.
You had hitters that swung a certain way. I'm not. Listen, he has the ball but he's ready to throw it. He's a baseball player.
I know.
He's ready to throw it at all times.
Spot.
But I'm talking about once it gets past the line of scrimmage, you can kind of tuck that. There was the one game against West Florida where he got through there and got hit, just kind of lost it. Once you get past the line of scrimmage, got to tuck that thing away.
You got to tuck it away.
Him and his folks learn how to slide?
Me and his mama and daddy and stepdaddy made sure he knew how to slide. Like, get down and protect yourself.
I thought maybe y'all went to the diamond and started sliding in the same. All right, fam, let's get going.
Everybody,
family up here.
I invite Tyrone down with the slip and slide. That's about the only sliding we're doing.
No.
And there'll be an adult beverage at the end of it.
Right, absolutely. But no, man, see his progression. That's a true freshman.
That's a true. Him and Jacoby both babies.
Yeah.
So at the end of the
trial
day,
by fire.
Boy, get baptized.
No doubt.
Go get you some.
but you do like the security blankets that you got. I mean, Ray and Brogan, while they're undersized, man, they're just two dudes that know how to get
Brogan
open.
is him. And he'll remind you. He'll tell you. And he's your prototypical wide receiver. Thinks every play should be a pass. And every ball
he's always open.
Yeah, he's always open. Every ball should go that way. And man, I love him. That's who he is. He's a quiet kid off the field, but when we get in between the white lines, all he wants to do is win. That's why I don't ever take nothing out there too serious. And Will is the same way. Will doesn't say anything really. He just plays football. He's from North Hardin. He just plays football. But no, security blankets and those guys. We got to get our tight ends back involved. Because those guys do, Adam Hobbs had the Adam Hobbs drives or his ODU.
Yep.
And so
they're mismatches.
Yeah, so you can get Brady back involved as well. But my biggest thing is I want to see our running backs get back going because we got to do a better job of opening up some lanes for them cats. Because all 4 or 5 of them are dudes, dude. So that's my biggest thing is, Damari Brown, Dom
you see the flashes. When they do get a gap, you can see the flashes. It's just consistently opening holes for them.
That's my biggest thing that I want them, to understand is stick with us, stay with us, stick with the process, and, we'll get everything else rectified. And so let the running backs loose. But, offensively, we got a plethora of weapons. We just got to start making it all gel together.
Yeah, and then
you go to the portal and get like a 6'4" receiver and a couple of linemen and look out.
Yeah, who you telling? Who you telling?
I got a wish list for you, Coach.
I got a wish. I bet you ours match. That's why y'all on my broadcast team. Y'all know exactly who y'all talking to.
Yeah,
we got the same damn wish list.
I understand.
No, that's all right.
I understand it, man.
Yeah.
But,
trust me, Brad Payne says worse than that every week on Beyond the Bench.
Beyond the Bench is still on the air. We're good. We're good. We got a lot. They give us a lot of cushion.
Oh,
that's
shoot.
Sure.
Yeah, we got the same wish list.
Man, we'll do it again at noon on Saturday, Coach.
Yeah, man.
We'll be there.
Another opportunity.
I know we're wearing purple. I think it might be our last purple on purple game. So, yeah, we'll be there wearing purple, ready to go versus a really good Northwood team. And we know they're coming to town to bring it. So it's a high-level D2 football game, and that's what we signed up for. So let's get to it.
Before we let you go, I got to say, I just love your energy, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Man.
you know, the season is not gone the
At
way
all.
you expected it or wanted it to go. And it's not like you guys are working any less hard. You know,
Correct.
you're not putting in any less work or anything. You're probably working twice as hard, to be
Bingo,
honest.
to get it figured out.
Right.
Well, and let me ask you this.
But the mentality and just the energy is the same, you know, and I think that speaks a lot to your character.
Well, not just that, but when you have struggles like this, you know, how talk about where like 5 years ago and where you are in your family life now with kids that come home. Like when you walk through that door, they don't know Dad's 0-7. All they want to do is hug Dad. They ain't seen him in 15 hours and they miss him. And talk about that, how your wife at home and the kids, you know, help keep that up.
Yeah, my daughter knows we're 0-7.
She knows. Oh, she knows.
Oh my God!
That's your biggest critic, huh?
God.
Kids are so brutal, though. They don't know how to tell anything but the
She
truth.
knows
like the
we're
absolute
0-7.
truth.
She wants Daddy to win because she wins in soccer, so she wants us to win. My son, he has no idea.
Right.
And then my wife is always just uplifting. They actually got to come to the Finley game, and my in-laws were there. My sisters-in-laws were there. My brother-in-law, who was married to one of my sister-in-laws, was there, and so I had my own little brigade. But the best thing about that whole thing is my whole family was with me on the bus ride home. So it was like I couldn't be in my feelings because my son is sitting in my lap.
Right.
And I'm like, you know, life is bigger than those 60 minutes. My life is consumed by those 60 minutes. And like you said, I mean, I got in the office this morning at 5 and I just left when I came over here the first time. And then we were so I mean it's 12-hour, 13, 14-hour day doesn't mean that, you know, 0-7 doesn't stop how hard you work. You just gotta try to work harder to reverse the fortune. But at the end of the day, the reason why, you know, I try to remain the same person all the time is because all of those kids over there, everybody in that program is there because I brought them there. So at the end of the day, if I carry myself any different in adverse situations in life, what does that teach them when they're a husband, when they're a father, when they're a coach, whenever they're doing what they're doing? Coach Young didn't get down, and Coach Young didn't stop believing. Coach Young didn't stop working. So if I can show them that it can be done, even no matter how hard it is, no matter how many times I got to go to the golf course to go get some anger out or whatever, how many walks I got to take, it can be done. You show up and you be consistent. And that's what makes people believe in what you got going on. And that's why I have the support that I do at the school, because they know that this isn't going to be forever. This process that we're going through right now is what it is. And, you know, it's not going to last forever. And these 4 weeks will end, and however they end, no matter what the record says, we get to line it back up. And on August the 29th next year, in week 0 now we're playing, we get to go down to Grayson, Kentucky and play my alma mater. In Kentucky Christian, and that game is going to happen. So you can either sulk in the moment, you can work your butt all off season and get ready for a tough task, you know, down in Grayson, Kentucky to start next year. But that's the way I am, and that's the way I'm always going to be. And I look forward to, you know, finishing this season on the right foot, and then gearing up and having a great, you know, recruiting cycle. It's going to be a little different than what you guys are definitely used to seeing for us. And, you know, with the amount of kids we're going to be bringing in as far as transfer goes. And then get back to it in the spring and develop the guys that we have now. And you don't stop working because it never stops working. So, you know, I just rock out with my guys. And
I'm ready to go play.
Yeah, we're gonna go do what we got to do. So, you know, I'm looking forward to Saturday, man. I love game day. I love the atmosphere. I love what it brings. I love everything about it. I love seeing our guys in our game jerseys. I get tired of seeing them in practice jerseys, but I love seeing them in their game jerseys.
If we can fix the font, I'll love seeing them too.
Oh my gosh. Here you go.
Just teasing, Coach.
Yeah.
We'll see you Wednesday.
Tony, we got to get some new football jerseys. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, wink. I want some.
Just ones with just the block lettering.
There you go. The old-timey 1987 name.
Yeah, man.
I will
Is
say
that 46? No, I think it's 48. Nope, it's 49. Like, that's the
right
problem.
one.
That's
Like
every
he
week.
says the 2s look like 5s and they look like 8s, and I'm
Yeah,
like, man,
they don't really. But
I got them big for y'all.
I know. It's just we're old.
I appreciate
Oh my
you.
gosh.
We're old. We'll
It's
get
just
it
when they
done.
get bunched
So-
up down at the bottom.
So when I meet with the jersey guy again, I'm just gonna call y'all. And be like,
There you go.
Hey, he's gonna be here at
Let's
11.
pick
I
the
need you to
font.
come.
Line them up on the wall. We'll step back.
There's
and
so
we'll
many
pick one
parents
out.
watching at home like, you idiots, that's my kid, not their kid. Get it right, man.
You're like, oh shoot, I thought that was such and such.
I will say, and I don't just go. The ODU had the best fonts in the world. I've never missed it.
Did?
Yes.
They're just
they're just basic blocks.
They're just real basic.
Kids don't like that.
I know. You're not getting uniforms for us. We understand that.
That's for
you're
sure.
ready to get some
but next time you do pick
binoculars.
Next time you do pick them, you could holler at
I'm gonna holler at you. I'm gonna send you some pictures in our group chat.
There you go.
Like, what do y'all think?
Yeah. Absolutely, Coach. Man, it's always a pleasure, man.
Man, I appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll see you on.
We'll see you Wednesday and then see you Saturday.
That's true. Wednesday at Diddle.
Yeah. Hey, listen. I got my wife. Might just found out that I want to go to the game. So can we go? But nonetheless, I'm gonna try to be down there.
There you go.
I gotta support my boys, man. I'm excited about basketball season. I'm excited about every Kentucky Wesleyan season. Baseball, softball, doesn't matter. I love Kentucky Wesleyan.
That's everybody's pulling in the same direction at that
Correct.
place, man. It's
Correct.
Good. It's good to be around, man. Coach, we'll catch you out there on the field on Saturday, noon kickoff this
Bingo.
week. Looking forward to it.
Yes.
Looking
Let's
forward
get to it.
It's been the Tyrone Young Coaches Show here on WBIO.